Hello everyone, let's play some chess. E4 obviously, quite a good player. Facing me, so I have to be a bit I can't be all that careless how to play on this. Nyeh. Petrol's defense or the Russian defense. Usually go for the move knight c3 and try to transpose into different openings. Okay, so this is some sort of 4-knight game, I guess. Scotch 4 knights or something, if d4. Maybe I want to go for that. Sure. Why not? This isn't, of course, something I would prefer to play. I would probably prefer to play the Spanish game or something along those lines. But I guess this is okay too. So bishop there. What to do then? Knight takes c6, I guess. Yeah. Now what? e5. Maybe bishop to d3. I mean, these pawns are getting doubled. Regardless, I think. Bishop d3, then d5, he takes, c takes. Somehow I know these lines better if I'm playing on the black side of the board, but somehow it makes it all different when I'm playing with the white pieces. Well, I guess bishop to d3. Could go for e5, but kind of want to be more solid. So okay, d5, e takes, c takes, castles, castles. Perhaps, or maybe my opponent actually wants to take on c3. Okay, not yet. Gonna take it. I have some vague idea that this is something that can be played. But I actually prefer these positions on the other side of the board. Bishop g5 I think is a move. Now I guess bishop to e7. No. Do I really want to take on f6? No. This move, very intriguing. Knight d2, rather awkward since c4. Do I actually want to go to b1 with the knight in order to avoid the double pawns? Maybe I just go for the offensive and go for queen to f3. Yeah, aggression in this case might be the best defense, not sure. It is somewhat annoying for black to deal with, since I'm threatening to double those pawns. Though it does have some problematic features. I think I'm going to play this. Wait. Bishop takes, bishop takes, bishop takes. Well, queen to f4. Is probably playable. Knight here, I just take this guy, threaten the queen and the knight at the same time. And sorry about that. Perhaps that cursor went too far. Not scaring. So, what to do as black? Okay, now I could double the kingside pawns if I want to. But I could also play queen h4. Threatening take and then mate on h7, but I think I settle for the doubled pawns for now. I might get doubled pawns too, but yeah, who knows if I should have done that at all. Knight to d1, since I can't go to e2. Maybe c4, the bishop has to go here, or perhaps c3 is an option. Admittedly, this may not seem all that good for me. So I'm gonna do bishop to e2. Well, that was probably a good move by my opponent in order to stay there. Now knight to e3. I have to watch the time situation, as I have about 3 minutes less than my opponent. Will it be another game where my rating goes down? Probably. However, I think I have a fighting chance still. by no means should I be losing. The idea of this is that if my opponent takes, I might take on f6, but of course the pawn on e3 becomes a bit weak. Now bishop to f3. Maybe threatening to take on c4. I'm assuming that my opponent wants to now take on e3 in order to avoid some complications. Or perhaps rook ac8, or even... okay, never mind. Takes on e3, I go there. So I do this. Okay, I could go for b3 now. Or even go to e4. Actually, I might go and play b3. Try to get the passed pawn on the b file. However, d4 isn't perhaps an option. Yeah, I'm gonna go to b1. And this pawn might get traded off the board. Well, this in order to create some threats. Mainly towards f6. So okay, bishop there. I mean pawn there, sorry. Which means I'm probably gonna play this in order to attack it once more. Interesting. And now I probably will take the pawn. This seems awful lot like a draw to me. And yeah, there might not be all that much that I can do, except perhaps if rook takes, I might go for b4, and that's probably my best chance in trying to win this game. But okay, it's possible that I cannot actually win this anymore. Not sure what I should do, to be honest. Maybe this and rook takes, bishop takes. This was actually a bad move. Because I can now take on f5. Ah! I should have played it h3 or something. Can't take here because... No, I can actually take it. Because the bishop covers b1. Unbelievable. So my opponent went the same brain fart that I almost got into. Wow, that was amazing. So maybe this rook f2 move was a good bluff. But okay, that was amazing. Let's analyze this now. See how well I did. Okay. The opening C47 4-9 game, Scotch variation accepted. The graph is interesting, not many problems to these interesting moments, but then quite even until the big blunder that allowed me to win the game. So let's start with the opening explorer and database. E4, clearly the most common move. Maybe I should play something less common, perhaps C4 or something, or knight f3. But okay, let's see. Started at the better of, well, of course it changes with each move. The EZO code and the name of the opening. So knight c3, Russian 3 knights game, 4 knights game after knight c6, d4, it went to the 4 knights game Scotch game and accepted after e takes d4. Nothing all that amazing happened there, obviously. Knight takes d4. Seems already quite even game. Bishop to b4, most common, most logical move. Trying to take advantage of this pin on the knight. This could be taken, of course. Knight can't take back because it's pinned to the king. And knight takes c6. Also quite obvious move. B takes c6. Is the better capture in this position. And actually black does quite well in these lines. Bishop to d3. Again, the most commonly played move. Develops a piece, protects the e-pawn, so that after bishop takes c3, the e4 pawn is protected from the assault of the knight on f6. I didn't want to go e5 or something like that. Overextending the pawn becomes even weaker there, so bishop d3 seems somewhat obvious. d5 and he takes d5, c takes d5, castles, castles, bishop g5. But okay, here my opponent made an interesting move, c5, but I guess it's not the best. The best apparently is c6 here. Somehow I think that if I were black I would play bishop d7 here, but okay. Wonder if c5 had been played before. Probably not. And c6 was most common. And according to this analysis, c6 is the best move. But okay, now queen f3 now is a mistake apparently, and bishop takes f6 should have been played. Let's see. Queen takes f6. Really? Just an easy move, but I couldn't see that. Wow. Probably for this reason the move c5 was a mistake, but of course I couldn't see it, and of course if g takes, the pawn structure on the king side is ruined, and I might actually go for queen to h5, and that's very horrifying for black. Okay, here, c4, 3. This, of course, would have been a much better line for me had I seen the idea. I can't believe that I didn't even think about taking there. Just wanted to create a doubled pawns, but I didn't understand that this could turn out so well for me. But okay, bishop g4 next. That was a bad move, and I realized that during the game, even though I did not reply with the best alternative, which again, bishop takes f6. Oh yeah, again I had chances to win the pawn, but I guess bishop takes here, I take here. What then? Rook takes, I take that guy. I have double pawns, and I might even get double pawns here. So I'm not sure if this suggested line was I mean, the bishop takes f6 is so good, maybe it is, but I'm not sure about it. Bishop e6 was better for black. Bishop e2, h6. Okay. Well, of course, the idea of bishop e6 is to defend the pawn after all these trades. In this line I would be doing quite well. And black doesn't want to give up the bishop pair. Probably in order not to do that, because black relies on the bishop pair to give compensation for the ruined pawn structure, I suppose. But black could also ruin white's pawn structure by playing bishop takes c3. But I guess wants to do it anyway, so not sure why this move was necessary. And play bishop takes c3 only now. Seems in this line the bishop a5 move was a bit waste of time. But there might be something that I do not see. And okay, yeah, I played queen to f4, which seems to be a mistake. And then it went along quite evenly. And of course knight d1 seems like a horrible move to make. Knight goes back, but of course, like I said in the game, knight e2 is impossible in view of c4 and the bishop has nowhere to go. This might also have the idea of c3, driving the dark squared bishop away and perhaps giving this bishop some room to breathe on this diagonal. But okay, c4, bishop e2, and yeah, this was indeed interesting move, because I probably would have played c3 otherwise. However, c3 might have been a bad move, especially considering the game continuation. And knight e3, I'm not really afraid of. Bishop takes here. Because then I would attack the pawn on f6, even though it might be protected with the move f5, so my pawn on e3 actually might be a bit more weak, since it's not so easy to defend it as it would, as this pawn would be. But okay, a5, and the idea of going to a4, and I assumed rook here might have actually won a pawn in some positions. But okay, I went to the offensive, tried to threaten either this takes or just knight takes here. Bishop takes is way more risky in view of bishop takes here. But in that case, bishop takes a8, I guess. And things might work out well for me. So bishop takes in order to get rid of those threats. And the next few moves. Rook here. I might have actually gone for rook here. Rook f to d8. Protect this and then play rook a b8. And the pawn on b2 would have needed protection from the rook. Might have been another line to draw. And in this position I just wanted to play this in order to get a passed pawn on the queen side and perhaps get some winning chances, but of course, like we saw in the game, the pawn on the b file is very weak and hard to protect efficiently, probably impossible, since the bishop and both rooks are quite easy to get into the attack, and I have a very hard time to get this rook to protect the b pawn. Actually, it would be too slow to get this rook to protect the p pawn, so this might have been a slight mistake, maybe. Okay. Try to defend this as well as I can. So f5, and again trying to get this pawn in exchange of the b pawn perhaps. d4, he takes d4, and the position is completely even. However, the move rook f2 was a bit silly. I probably should have played h3 for instance, in order to avoid some nasty checks, but of course this move worked out perfectly in the game. Takes, and now thought for some time, then realized that I can actually take here because bishop defends b1. For a small moment I thought that if I take here with the bishop, this wins because I have to play rook f1, and then rook takes, f1 check, king takes, and bishop takes bishop, and I would have been lost. Maybe. Well, quite likely. My opponent would be able to convert the position into a win. And yeah, this was a huge blunder, rook b1. So best move, I guess, is king g7. Now this is the kind of bluff that I would not really like, since king can only escape via light squares, and the fact that there's still a light square bishop that can actually dominate this diagonal it's not to my liking, and actually bishop takes bishop is not something I would do as black. I would probably play bishop to d5, even though it probably doesn't do all that much, because again the square b1 is guarded for now. And yeah, had this indeed been going on, it's quite clear that the position is drawn. Neither side can actually win this. So okay, thank you all for watching, and until next time, bye bye!